Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, January the 13th, and I thought I would do a what I eat in a day. This will be a rest day edition. Usually I strength train approximately 4 days a week and do cardio approximately 2 days a week. But yeah, today will be my day off. So I'm not usually very hungry in the morning, so I usually start my day with something to drink, and I take a little bit of chocolate milk, and then mostly just some milk. And this is 0.5%, and it's the ultra high temperature treated milk. And I think I've mentioned it in one of my grocery haul videos. I don't really care for the flavor of this ultra high temperature treated milk on its own. What ultra high temperature treated milk is, it's heat treated at least 135 degrees Celsius for 3 to 5 seconds, and that affects the flavor and the texture of the milk a little bit because this high temperature causes Maillard reaction. That's when certain sugars in the milk, so milk sugar is lactose, reacts with some of the amino acids from the protein, and that can cause some what Maillard reaction is also called is non-enzymatic browning. So it's that browning reaction you see when you cook things, and that gives the milk sort of a cooked flavor, and the mouthfeel becomes a bit more rich. And yeah, I think the reason why I don't really care for it is that I've just always been used to fresh milk. Denmark is a really small country, so we don't really need this ultra high temperature treated milk because most of the milk goes from the farm to the supermarket in less than 24 hours. So it's very easy to just drink fresh milk all the time. Also, I've been used to drinking skim milk, so 0.1% fat since I was a kid. So again, just this 0.5% just tastes a bit too fatty for me. But just adding this small bit of chocolate milk makes it taste really fine for me. And then in the morning, I also take some omega-3. Yeah, I don't eat enough fish. That's the reality of it. I know I should, but it's not my preference, and I'm not very good at cooking it, and with the price of fish, blah. And I have osteoarthritis in my knees, so I feel like it's really important for me to make sure that I get enough omega-3. And then also omega-3 is just generally important for your health, for your heart, and so on. And also for my osteoarthritis, I take some glucosamine. I usually take 1 tablet in the morning and 2 in the evening. I don't think it makes a huge difference that I spread it out, but yeah, that's just the way I've been doing it for years. So that's what I have first in the morning, and then once I finish that, I will make some coffee, which is actually more milk with coffee, and I'll show that in the next clip. So I'm getting ready to prepare my first cup of coffee. I usually have 1 or 2 in the morning. So I heated this milk in the microwave, and yeah, I maybe put a little bit too much in there. I think it's a little over half a cup. I usually fill about half the cup. And then I like this instant coffee. And then obviously some water. There are 2 reasons why I don't like my coffee to be too strong. So the first of all is that it gives me a stomach ache. And then the second is that I'm quite sensitive to bitter. And so in sensory science, you know, or you might know that there are the basic taste: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami. And in a lot of sensory studies, the reference for bitter is actually caffeine. And I've been a participant in a couple of studies, and I was always quite good at detecting bitter. Yeah, I would say above average. I think that's the second reason why I don't like my coffee too strong. It just becomes too bitter and overpowering. Yeah, so this is how I take my coffee. And I would say if I have two, I probably had about half a liter of milk. So that's around 17 grams of protein just from beverages before I even start eating for the day. And maybe while I mentioned that, I should say, yeah, I'm a powerlifter. I already mentioned that I train a lot. I don't count calories or anything like that. When I eat with my husband, I usually weigh out the food that I prepare because he tracks, but I don't. But what I do think about is that I want to make sure that I have enough protein and that I have protein with every meal, except if it's like a sweet snack like some chocolate or cake, then obviously not. But with the main meals and most snacks, make sure I have protein. Then I focus on getting a high amount of fruits and vegetables in my diet. The dietary recommendations in Denmark, I believe, say 600 grams of fruits and vegetables per day, excluding potatoes, and then 1 glass of juice can count for 100 grams. I don't drink a lot of juice. I used to, but for some reason I stopped doing that. So I try to eat 2 pieces of fruit per day, and then as much vegetables as I can get in me. I don't reach the 600 grams every day, but I try my best. And then also, if I eat less fruits and vegetables than I should, then I try to get some additional whole grain in me just to make sure that I get enough fiber. And then besides that, just I eat carbs to fuel my workouts, and then fats I don't really consider that much beyond the omega-3 fatty acids that I already mentioned, because I feel like with cooking oil, peanut butter, the occasional avocado, then I probably get enough fat in my diet. And maybe I should try and track a day or two just to see, but yeah, I'm not really interested in that. So yeah, this is my cup of coffee, and yeah, if I have a second one, I will let you know. I'm finally getting hungry, so I'll have some breakfast now. And yeah, a lot of mornings I'll have half a tub of this Milbona skier. The past couple of days I've been eating a skier from Villa Plus that I got with a discount sticker, but as I've mentioned a couple of times, flavor-wise, this is my favorite. And also this one contains 500 grams, and I feel like half of one that keeps me nice and full. The other one that I had was only 400 grams in a tub, so it was smaller portions. And then I noticed also the protein content per 100 grams was lower in that one. In this one, you get 8.8 grams of protein per 100 grams. The recommended serving size is 125 grams, so that would mean 4 servings in one of these. And yeah, so I eat 2 servings for breakfast, 22 grams of protein. And then I usually have a piece of fruit in there, usually either a banana or an apple. Today I'll have this green apple, it needs to be used. And then I'll have some peanut butter, and yeah, it's not, I think I use more than a normal serving. But yeah, let me put some skyr in my bowl and cut up the apple, and yeah, then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is actually a little bit less peanut butter than what I would usually take, but I don't have that much left. Let me mix it all up and then show you again. Okay, it doesn't look very pretty, but I promise it tastes really good. So maybe I should talk just briefly about the amount of protein that I eat. The official dietary recommendations, at least in Denmark, but also what I learned when I took a nutrition course at university in the US, was the recommendation of 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. And That's for the general population. I've read several studies on trained persons where they investigated higher protein contents in the diet. I believe somewhere between 1.2 and 2.2 or even higher grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. I think higher than the upper of what I just mentioned didn't find any additional benefit, but up to that they actually found an increased benefit for muscle growth and so on. So I don't aim that high, but I want to get at least 100 grams of protein per day. So for me, that would be approximately 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So at least 100 grams up to maybe 150 grams. But as I mentioned in one of the previous clips, I just basically try and get some protein in at every meal. So for this one, I would have 44 grams of protein from the skyr, and then, 22 grams of protein from the skyr, and then whatever is in the peanut butter. So for lunch today, I'll have a piece of the rye bread that I took out of the freezer earlier. Rye bread is really good because it's high in fiber. I don't know what this slice weighs exactly, and I also obviously don't know the exact nutritional value of this bread since it's from a bakery, but I would guess between 5 and 8 grams of dietary fiber in this one slice. And the recommendation is that an adult gets between 25 and 35 grams of dietary fiber per day. Then I have 2 carrots and then some homemade cheese sticks. It's just the rest of this Gouda cheese that I bought on sale and with a sticker. And then I think I'll put this wedge of Laughing Cow look-alike on my bread. And then I have a cup of fruit tea to drink with my lunch. It's nothing special. It's just some, a free gift tea thing that I got in Lidl at one point. It's not my favorite, but I think now I want to make an effort to use it up. So that's my lunch for today. I'm getting ready to eat an afternoon snack, and I'll have this chocolate protein pudding. It contains 20 grams of protein, and I already opened it just so I could show what it looks like. I was planning to whip up some heavy cream, but I'm feeling lazy, so I'm not doing it. But instead I might have some of these, if not all of these, peanut M&Ms. It's not really focusing. We'll see. But at least I'll have this protein pudding. So tonight for dinner we're having fried rice. We're using the leftover rice from when we had the chicken vegetable dish yesterday that you will have seen in the grocery haul. And we're also using the block of tofu that I bought. I asked my husband to pick the protein and he said let's just do the tofu. And then I want to use up these 2 eggs from the old tray that we had and then supplement with a bit of extra egg whites. And for vegetables, we were both in the mood for peas. They're a bit icy, but I think they'll be okay. So I weighed out 100 grams of frozen peas. Then we have an onion. This is semi-big, so it'll be 100 and 150 grams, I think, once I have the peel off. And then 3 large carrots. They will be approximately 250 grams after I peel them. If they had looked nicer, I would just wash them and cut them. But I think the skin doesn't look very nice, so I'll just peel them. And then for the tofu, I normally just cube it and fry it, but today I'll try and mix some of this cornstarch with some garlic powder, some chili powder, and a little bit of salt, and then put the tofu cubes in there before I fry in some oil. And I'll do that in the small pan, and then I'll fry the vegetables, the egg mixture, and the rice in the other pan, and season with some chili flakes and some tofu. And I brought out this small one from the pantry in case this isn't enough. This was a free gift from the Lidl app a while back. So once it's done, I'll show you how it turned out. And this is what my plate looks like. And then I also have 2 glucosamine tablets, 1 multivitamin and a vitamin D. We take these from around September to around March. And then this is what is left over, and we'll either have seconds or it'll be someone's lunch tomorrow. Final thing I had for the day was a salted fish, which is a piece of licorice. And then I also had a scoop of creatine. Usually I'll take the creatine in my protein shake with my training. And that's also usually where I will have my second piece of fruit for the day. But since I didn't train today, I was planning on eating a pear together with my protein pudding, but apparently I forgot about that. If you made it through this entire What I Eat in a Day video, then thank you so much for watching me blabbering on for quite a long time. It was a really fun video to make, and I think I'll make a training day edition video sometime in the near future. So if you have any comments or questions, anything you want me to address in the next video, please feel free to write me a comment. And I would also very much appreciate it if you would like my video and consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in my next video.